Zora and Me, Chapter 3. Zora was walking beside me, eyeing me. You sure? She kept asking. You sure you want to go to Blue Sink after what I seen last night? Each time she asked, I grew more determined. I'm fixin' to turn into molasses if I don't. Well, she said, I guess if it's two of us, maybe he won't try anything. I had a pang of wishing Teddy was with us, but I didn't say anything. Teddy always had to run home after school and do his chores on the farm before he could come out and join us. Zora continued. Mr. Pender probably don't show his gator head in the day anyway. Even though she'd had the wits scared out of her the night before, she didn't want to give up the blue sink either. Spanish moss hung low over the pond like layers of gray fringed blankets. Woodpecker and nuthatch beckoned us with snare drum rat-a-tat-tat and wee-hee. Zora was the first to drop her books and strip down to her underclothes. I was a few beats slower, making sure to keep Mr. Pender's house in plain sight. Zora ran toward the red cliff of dirt over the water, but stopped short, and I almost ran into her. Someone was sitting on the ledge, fishing. When she called out, her voice crackling like hot chicken grease, I knew exactly who it was. Y'all children run like that, like you woke up itching to topple an old lady over, Old Lady Bronson cried. Just itching. We would be lucky to escape the afternoon without getting a spell hurled at us. Zora's voice was calm. We didn't mean any harm. Old Lady Bronson jerked her head to the side, flashing us her pinched profile and her thick gray braid whipped between her shoulder blades like a long tail. Zora Neale Hurston, Old Lady Bronson said. Please don't tell me what you meant and what you didn't mean. My first two names ain't Old Lady for nothing. I've been around here as long as there's been around here. Now get. Go on, get. I want my piece, and old ladies should have what they want. Zora put her hand on her hip. Old Lady Bronson might get what she wanted that afternoon, but she was also going to get something from Zora. If you're not careful, Old Lady Bronson, she warned, Mr. Pender's going to get you. You might be a roots woman, but Mr. Pender, he can take on the face of a gator, and here you are sitting all alone near his house. That ain't safe for nobody, much less an old lady. What you say, child? Pender, a gator? Old Lady Bronson laughed. Girl, what folks say about you is all wrong. You ain't a liar. You just crazy as a hoot owl. The powerful ones be the little old ladies. Ain't a soul in this town can match me for strength if the test don't require lifting a finger. Everyone knew that Old Lady Bronson made spells. Plenty went to take her to get their broken hearts patched up or have a whammy taken off, but few got to hear her say out loud that she had conjure power. It sent the cold tingles running down my back. But Zora wasn't fazed a bit. All I'm saying is you better watch out if you want to keep your arms and legs, Zora said. You don't got to worry about me, small fry. What you need to worry the hair off your head about is getting uncrazy. Old Lady Bronson laughed. Once, I heard a man on Joe Clark's porch say that Old Lady Bronson came from a long line of mean and kept a long line going. She had 4 daughters, all of them a mama's age or older, and they were all mean. The youngest of them, Miss Eunice, was so mean that after she was grown and living way up by Pensacola, she came to visit Old Lady Bronson one time to borrow her mule, and took the mule but left her own little girl Billy, who couldn't have been more than 5 at the time. Old Lady Bronson had to raise Billy up herself, even though she was already an old lady. When Billy started to get grown, Old Lady Bronson taught her midwifery, and for some reason, Billy is the only Bronson woman who didn't come out mean. Zora rolled her eyes and turned her back on the old lady. I backed away so the old lady wouldn't cast any hoodoo dust at us while we weren't looking. Zora casually picked up her clothes, shoes, and books. Who wants to go swimming anyway? She said, loud enough so Old Lady Bronson could hear. There's lots better things we could do. I agreed. I couldn't think of any at the moment, but I was glad for an excuse to get away from the blue sink. Between Mr. Pender's gator head and Old Lady Bronson's juju, 200 degrees couldn't make me want to swim there now.